Hi, I'm Brenda Soul. I'm the rector at St. Andrews in Encinitas, California. I was privileged to serve as an alternate deputy at General Convention this past July. It was an amazing experience. I keep telling people it was very fascinating, very busy, and very exhausting. I think the thing I most enjoyed was that we as a church body continue to pass resolution after resolution that point us toward greater inclusivity. Greater inclusivity in our parishes, in our thinking, and in the language we use for God and humanity. The policies we passed ask us to look at who's being limited in any way, whether it's through their participation in church life or through their pursuit of justice, and then to implement strategies to build our common life with more transparency and greater accountability. While I was there and in the weeks that followed, I've been thinking about the complexities of some of our recent lectionary readings, such as the party that led to the beheading of John the Baptist, or the relationship David forced on some of the women around him, and how they highlight how complicated and messy life is. For the most part, we'd rather not have to deal with those kinds of stories, especially in the midst of worship. But that I'm also thinking that unless we're willing to look at those challenging situations, we can't help. That's what General Convention did for me. People in some of the most challenging situations were lifted up. People who were experiencing injustice, degradation, or oppression. And those became resolutions that we then voted on and responded in ways that show our commitment to help reconcile the world to God. That was done in terms of dealing with racial reconciliation and giving time to the Me Too movement, as well as our sensitivity to our transgendered siblings. Those were just a few that we touched on. I was also impressed with the way the Episcopal Church in Cuba was welcomed back. Although we had been warned that we should never applaud any resolution being passed or voted against, that our way of holding civility, I guess, in the setting of that was to just let the resolution pass or fail without our comment. But when the resolution passed to welcome back Cuba, we completely disregarded that rule. The room was filled with applause, with tears, with laughter, with joy. That felt good. If it's not obvious, I thought that General Convention was a really important part of my faith journey. It inspired me and it gave me a lot of hope. A lot of hope for our future. You could be a part of our future. I hope you'll prayerfully consider whether you might be called to serve in Baltimore in 2021.